Have you ever wondered what goes on behind a pharmacy counter? I'm going to explain how to fill a prescription from the eyes of a pharmacy technician. So, first of all, a doctor will either fax a prescription or a patient will bring it in and it'll look something like this. So, the first thing you want to do is make sure it is signed by a doctor and that the signature is real and that this signature matches the doctor at the top of the prescription as well as the practicing office address. You also want to make sure that the DEA number, which will be down here, matches the doctor who assigned the prescription. So after you verified that the doctor is real, it's time to start filling the prescription. So every pharmacy has a filling screen on their computer. They all look a bit different, but they hold the same information. So first, what you're going to do is fill in the person's name, and once you start typing it, it'll usually pop up on your screen if the person has ever had a prescription filled there before. So you click on their name and make sure that it has the right address and age that will be listed on this prescription and verify that all the information is the same so you know you're filling it for the right person. So then you pick the correct drug and the correct strength, and once you do that, you can fill in the dispensing quantity, which for example on this prescription is 30. So then you're going to start to type your directions. For example, this abbreviation means 1 tab by mouth per day because POB means by mouth and QD means per day. So the next job of a pharmacy technician is to do some math. You have to figure out the day supply based on how many times a patient's taken it a day and how many the doctor wants you to dispense. So since this patient is only taking it once a day, that means that this prescription is a 30-day supply. But for example, if they were taking it twice a day, it might be a 15-day supply. So after you do the math and figure out how long the prescription should last, you're going to type in an expiration date. So most of drugs have a shelf life of 365 days after they've been filled. But some drugs may have a shorter life, and if they do, it'll be noted on the prescription screen, so you don't really have to worry about memorizing that. But an interesting note is that even though pharmacy technicians are required to use a 365-day life for a drug, they actually are effective for much longer, and some are effective for even years past the 365-day mark. So after that, you're going to bill the insurance. So you need your patient's insurance card unless you have it on file. Now the three things you were looking for is the group number, the bin, and the issuer number. You type these three numbers into your screen and it should go ahead and process. So then you're going to go back to your prescription screen where you've typed in all this information and you're going to pick the insurance that you want to be covering this drug because many patients have more than one insurance. So after you do that, you can go ahead and click fill. Now, sometimes the prescription will reject. It might reject because the insurance may want you to call them. And if that's so, once you get up a rejection screen, it'll tell you why it's rejecting most of the time. So if they want you to call them, the technician has to call the insurance company, and it may be that it's too soon. So if it's too soon to fill the prescription because they've had it filled recently, maybe at another pharmacy or maybe even at your own, and you just missed and did not see that, you're going to want to tell the patient when they can have the drug filled and that it won't be filled today. And you can also put it on hold in your computer screen, which most technician screens will allow you to do. Now sometimes it will say unknown reason for rejection, and in that case you want to get your pharmacist because that's the job of the pharmacist, and it may be that this drug might interact with a drug that the patient is already on. Once you get your prescription to go through and everything is clear, a label will print out. This is an example of what a label might look like. It's going to have all the information you need on it. So at that point you want to go get this drug off the shelf and match the drug on the label with the drug you've taken off. Now you have to fill it manually. You're going to use something like this and count your pills, put them into the little sliver here, and then put them into the bottle and put it into the smallest bottle you can use. At this point, you want to take that bottle, put this label on it, and then stick it with this prescription and hand everything to the pharmacist, and at that point, you start filling the next prescription.